A scenic bike ride is a fantastic way to get the adrenaline pumping, but when these guys swooped around the trail they were on, they sensed something wasn't quite right, and their suspicions were proved correct when they watched the footage back. You could argue that it is some branches amalgamating into a strange shape and tricking our eyes. But since when did branches have eyes, faces, and veils? The guys saw this and, ignoring the chills down their spines, headed back out to the same spot to see if they could catch it once more.
Acá está en árbol en medio del sendero.
Dicen que este puede ser, pero no creo, A ver, hazte un poquito para allá. Adelante, hijo. No, pues no se ve nada, ¿no? ¿Será este árbol? ¿Ustedes qué dicen?
There was nothing there but a tree. We don't know where this video was taken exactly, so we can't look into any legends or reports of that trail, but one thing is for certain, we wouldn't be biking down there anytime soon if we were them. Found a creepy video you'd like us to feature? Send us the link on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram at GoosePimplesYT. Also, if you enjoy scary videos like this, subscribe and click the bell icon to get a notification every time we upload a new one. Number 9. Under the bridge. There are so many urban legends about strange humanoid figures, from the rake to all manner of skinwalkers. It's enough to petrify anyone into triple checking all their locks at night. But that isn't enough to keep yourself safe if you're anything like this guy, and your idea of fun is exploring the back rooms. If you missed it, don't worry, it's pretty hard to spot. So let's slow it down and zoom in. There aren't really any defining features we can see in the split second the figure shows itself. We can't blame the guy, because if we thought some half-human, half-paranormal punch in the face was after us from under a bridge, we would be running for our lives too. But the problem here is that this could have been absolutely anything. We can make out arms and some sort of torso, but for all we know it could have been a homeless person, some kids hanging out, or even an animal. Or does this video prove the age-old legend of the troll under the bridge? Maybe it does. What do you think? Paranormal or something else? Let us know. Number 8. Space Odyssey. Being an astronomer, you could find all sorts in outer space. It could be alien life, several new galaxies, or weird red lights. At least that's what this amateur astronomer discovered traversing the surface of the moon. Over on the They Did the Math subreddit, they figured out that if this object were real, it would measure 33 miles across and could be moving at over 118,000 miles per hour across the surface of the moon. And last time we checked, there weren't any glowing red satellites shaped like pyramids circling the moon. Although as creepy as it looks at first glance, some suspicious things about it might leave you questioning the authenticity of this phenomenon. Another amateur astronomer mentioned that the actual video itself doesn't make sense since the moon was in its 50% phase. But there were no shadows in the craters as if the moon was in its full phase. The frame rate of the red light and the atmospheric haze is also completely mismatched according to another amateur astronomer. The red light has a clean edge and is nowhere near as pixelated as the rest of the video. There is also one more elephant in the room. Millions of people, including NASA themselves, monitor the moon every day like clockwork. Surely, if this video were truly showing some kind of alien spacecraft, this video would have been all over the news and we would all know about it. However, this video was also reported on multiple other subreddits where many left comments saying how shocked they were with how real this footage looks. But what is your take on this one? Is this a little bit of video manipulation? Or are we seeing 2001: A Space Odyssey playing out in real life?
I'm half crazy.
Number 7. Tunnel vision. The deep, dark depths of a random tunnel never really promise any nice surprises at the end, and yet people still go cavorting down them. This supposed photographer managed to get himself into a right state when he saw what was following just behind him. According to the video, this footage was found on a smartphone that had been left behind somewhere near the tunnel, and it was the last video the owner captured before he took his last breath. If you do a little bit of digging, you will find a video from the same channel that shows two guys exploring that very place.
全く同じ景色やね。これね、ここやね。見た。でこのトンネルまでは Google マップで Google Earth で通れるよね、ストリート。いや、ここストリートビューで通れんやったら見つけれんやったよね。いや、本当に。めちゃくちゃ入り組んでるんですよ、この辺。
It is sandwiched between some very busy motorways and expressways in Japan, and is surrounded by mostly scrapyards according to them. As creepy as this is, it gives no details on the figure we saw in the last video, considering it was so still and we only saw it for a split second. No idea what it could be. But there is one thing that sets us on edge about it. When the guys were exploring the tunnel a few days after finding the video, they stumbled upon a broken umbrella that had been cast aside.
だって走り去ってった時さ、傘持ったままあんなスピード走らんから。まあ走らん。
Which is the same umbrella the guy dropped as he ran away in the original video. So we have someone's last moments caught on camera. The last thing they saw was a weird shadow figure, and the umbrella they were holding was still lying crumpled where they dropped it. Could this video be real? Did that shadow, whatever it was, take someone's life? Number 6. Babysitter. Anybody with kids will tell you that you know something is up when the house goes quiet. So when the noise stopped in this woman's house, she snuck over to check on her son with her camera, praying to all the saints that her son was reading, rather than covering the room in baby powder. But instead of catching him bouncing off the walls, she caught something much worse.
John!
Who or what the hell was that? And more importantly, why would it be peeking through the toddler's window? Are they being stalked by a skinwalker, a ghost, or worse, peeping Tom from down the road? What a creep. Number 5. Sticky fingers. Kids wander around touching all sorts of stuff they shouldn't be touching, and you can usually tell it was them by looking at those sticky little handprints. This is what YouTuber Skateboard Chris found on his drum cymbal, except he doesn't have any kids.
And just to be clear, there's no air, there's nothing on right now. Shut up. Can't move that again for me? Those are freaking tiny.
The two-way recording is the freakiest thing, because while he could have attached some kind of wire to the symbol, how would he have cheated tiny child-sized handprints in the dust without us seeing anything? Unless something otherworldly did smack it. But alongside smacking the drums and leaving prints, this supposed spirit also enjoys fiddling with the Christmas decorations. One thing that never lies is the reaction of an animal, and both those dogs were not happy. How did the picture shift so smoothly? After months of this sort of activity running rampant, he managed to finally capture some ghostly audio. Listen real close, it sounds like a kid talking. According to Chris's wife, she thought it said, "Hey Chris." Is this the tiny ghostly perpetrator who touched the drums? Probably, considering in this next clip it appeared to be looking for games on Chris's phone. This is creepy, but for argument's sake, if this video is real, the signs are leaning towards this being the playful spirit of a child. This is further justified by the next clip, because what do kids love to do on chairs? Swing on them. And that's exactly what he caught. When he went to watch the footage from a different camera angle, it came up with an error message, even though he said his internet was working fine at the time. This could happen for any number of reasons, but it's especially spooky considering all the other activity in the house. And it doesn't stop there, not even the dogs are safe. He checked, and there was nothing sharp that he could have sat on. While he always could have just sat down funny and put pressure on his leg or something, you can't deny that it looks like something pulled his back end. With the whole house seemingly under the rule of a terrifying ghostly toddler, Chris wants nothing more than to be able to kick back and relax. But in a house with kids, real or metaphysical, that's never an option. We featured Chris on the channel last year, but that was before he posted pictures of the house. Pictures he found online, took before he bought it. And boy, did it make some sense. maybe the family before were just really religious, but they were doing that out of a love for Christianity. Or were all the crucifixes a desperate attempt to ward off whatever spirits Chris is now dealing with? If it is the latter, he should probably follow in their footsteps, because something keeps on messing with all his house cams.
I don't know what to do, y'all.
Ready to connect.
This is all it keeps doing. I try to connect him. What ain't doing, Dougie? So, what you doing up there? But yeah, this is all it keeps doing. I've been trying to get it connected and stuff, but it won't do anything.
Again, camera issues are pretty common, but he says he used to be an electric service and product manager, so he knows how to fix tech, and nothing is working. So, what keeps shutting them down? It's a pretty widespread theory that spirits can mess with video and audio interfaces. Could that be what's happening here? After another few ghostly experiences,
The camera's not working. It just won't. When it says there's a video or motion, when I go to view the video, it's just a black screen, so I don't know what to,
Chris decided to do the one thing he almost definitely shouldn't have done, and whipped out a Ouija board. And he ended up catching even more EVP audio amongst some disembodied tapping.
I heard it, but I didn't see it. I still hear it. Everybody's like, oh, it's the hutch. It's the hutch.
If you look at the tripod, there's a cord wrapped around the top that is swinging and bashing against it, causing the tapping noise. How could it be swinging that hard when nobody was even close to it? And what knocked it over?
Hutch.
The audio is what takes the cake with this though. Have a good listen.
Everybody's like, oh, it's the hutch. It's the hutch.
Quite a few commenters said that they heard the words "get out" whispered. But what did you hear? After that, Chris fell on hard times and went to stay at his parents' house. But it looks like something followed him.
That's a nice pickup there on second down, and now they, again, are keeping these third downs into manageable distances where that playbook...
Dogs are as much cute as they are weird, and sometimes do things we can't explain. But the fact she's looking directly at the mural suggests she sees something we don't. Did the spirit in his home latch onto him? Or is there another spirit lurking in his parents' house, waiting for him to start recording? Chris has captured plenty of brilliant paranormal footage over the years, so check out his channel, Skateboard Chris, on YouTube to watch it all. Number 4. Beam me up, Scotty. If you enjoyed our latest video, here's a little more alien footage to get you thinking about dusting off that tinfoil hat.
Yes?
Just a pre-warning, this isn't a scene from Star Trek. If this is real, then this is the best proof of alien abductions the world has ever seen. Sure, the video could so easily be edited. The person just despawns and spawns back again by the looks of it. Did Scotty beam him up? Or have the ones up there been playing too much World of Warcraft? What do you think?
No need to beam me up, sir. The situation is under control.
Number 3. Weird looking dog. The history of cryptids is unfathomably rich. Almost every horrible murderous creature you could imagine in the deepest depths of your mind is probably a real life cryptid according to the narrative around it. So when this guy started hearing his worst nightmare following him out on his walks, he pressed record in hopes it would prove he was just imagining things. Unfortunately, it was all as real as it gets. What the hell is that? We only got a glimpse of whatever the hell that was, and while there's still always the chance this was a dog who managed to get up to the roof of the barn, something about the video just doesn't sit right. Especially when these are the noises it makes. That doesn't sound like any dog we know about. Number 2. Surprise. Snowy night drives are stressful enough as it is, with all the tyres slipping and impaired vision, but this person had something else to worry about when they saw a figure waiting for them in the middle of the road. Sorry for the jump scare there, but it was so terrifying we couldn't ignore it. There is no backstory for this video. It was posted on a channel that only has 3 videos including this one, and it has no description. As spooky as it is, it does look like something from a horror film, doesn't it? Somebody in the comments even asked if it was from a film, and the OP liked the comment, suggesting that they don't even know where the clip came from. Do you think this is real footage of a slit-mouthed snow spirit? Or some special effects makeup and a really good camera crew? Number 1. Occupied. We all know how frustrating it is when someone keeps trying to get into the bathroom while you're in there, and it seems that this extends to the spirit world, because this invisible figure was not best pleased with being rushed.
Actividad paranormal.
¿Quién sos? Padre nuestro que estás en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. No sos bienvenido, andate. Andate. Me tenés cansado, mostrate. No te voy a tener miedo. Jesus.
The most interesting part of this video isn't the door handle, it's the shower curtain. Because as we know, doors are quite easy things to manipulate, believe it or not, and the fact that the guy turns the camera away from the door after it opened makes us a little sus. But what the hell was leaning against the shower curtain? We can't spot any jump cuts before he pulls it back, so unless he had some sort of tiny wind machine hidden in the shower, there had to be someone, or something there. Looks like this guy interrupted the spectral shower time. Hey, here's a playlist full of creepy stuff caught on camera for you to enjoy. Don't forget to bump the like button, subscribe and click the bell icon to avoid missing our weekly Spookfest. Thanks for watching. Stay in the dark.